You guys are crazy. I send one little request for a little redstone thing to make it more compact and efficient. I get people go crazy. Oh, redstoners. Yeah, so last episode I said, see if you can make this smaller. Make it more compact. This is a little test for command block, and if it's true, then it says true. And if it's false, it says false. So this one's testing for all players, so there is one player, so it's going to be true. And if it's false... Oops, wait, what the heck? That's not right. Did that really just happen? What happened there? I'm going to have to look back at that footage. Did I get like a lag spike and it left the block out? Did I hit the button again? Anyway, so we have the test for command here. So if it's true, it's going to go down to true. And if it's false, it goes up to false. And to make it false, I'm just going to delete this. This is test for at, which is nothing. And it will error out and be like, well, that's false. So I'm just deleting the A. It's just an easy way to signify false. Anyway, and it'll give you that output every time. The one I set up here works by pushing a block in between a comparator and a command block, or the test for command block, and it'll detect through that, and it resets itself when it turns off. So steady stream of power is on, and then when it turns off, it resets, basically. So this is what all of these do. Got about, I don't know, is it like 10 or 11 or 12, something like that. Different designs from people. I'll try to hopefully remember to kind of look at their names at least. So this one's kind of similar how to mine and set up. You see a little cyan block. So this one has the same kind of concept. Is it pushes a block in between a comparator and the test for command block. And this one's set up a little bit differently. It's a little bit faster, and so on. And the next kind of concept is these two next ones here. And this one does it by just pushing a block down in front of the comparator. And what it's actually doing is it'll leave the comparator on if it's true. That one was false. If it's true, it'll just leave the comparator on. And when I hit the button again, it's going to change the comparator fast enough before the piston pushes down and allows a signal through. So if I make this false, it'll quickly shut the comparator off when it detects that it was false and before the block gets there, and give you a false output. If it's true, it goes downward. I can make it wire downward more if I wanted to. I don't have to put the command block right there. I like that this one's kind of... Wait, is it this one? Yeah, this one was kind of about the same... This was the compact a little bit compacted version of mine over here. It's about the only one that kind of looks similar. Oh, yeah, I like that one. This one's cool. I actually like this one. This isn't like worst to best. Well, actually, the ones down at the end are the best. But these are all about the same. So these are all just different designs. This one, so I'm sorry if you see your name earlier. Da-da-da. You're loser. Nah, you're alright. These are all kind of good designs. A lot of them use interesting concepts. Like this one, I really like this one. This one is like the most different looking one out of everything along here. And it kind of does its own type of thing. The wire is actually triggering the piston, which I don't think a lot of them others trigger directly into the piston. Most of these trigger right into the comparator or the test for block. But this one triggers the piston at the same time as the command block. And it pushes it in time for this to go through. I think a piston takes a tick and a half to push a block down, which ends up being like 2 ticks. So, maybe. I don't know. This might be 1 tick. I think this one's true. The one down here will be false. And the one down there is triggered by this torch over here. And the wire wraps around and triggers the torch up here. but true gets powered by it through the block as it comes back. And then this one pulls up the same way as this one. They both like pull up after they reset. I'll go with that. That one gives the false output. This one also keeps its comparator on when it's not being used. I didn't even think of this concept. See, this is the only thing I thought of. The just push a block in front of the command block and the comparator. I didn't even think of just leaving the comparator on and changing it quickly before the output could be determined. So that's pretty cool. I learned a few things through here. There's like obviously 4 different mechanics I kind of consider here. So that's kind of how that one works. It pushes the piston down and back up to kind of reset itself. But these, the next few here, don't move the piston. Basically, if it's false, it's going to stay there. But if it's true, if it's true, it's also going to stay there. So it'll switch it over for true, and then it'll kind of stay in position there. So this is kind of a one-wide one somebody made here. Mr. Dustin. And, yeah. So this is kind of a cool concept. I like this. But this is 3 ticks here. And we do want to kind of get as fast as we can. See, this one's already, I guess, 2 ticks for true, and then... yeah, it's 2 ticks for false. So that's our standard here. We want to get it 2 ticks and 2 ticks, because we already have, this is the fastest possible. So I don't know if there's any faster. There might be down the line. We'll see. Yeah, so this is it leaves it in place type of thing. This is another thing he kind of sent me. This is output only changes when the result changes. So this isn't working right now, but when I change it, it's going to be true. And then if I can hit it again, true isn't going to work anymore until I change it to false. And that's kind of cool. It's like a T flip-flop, or it's like an RS NOR latch with command blocks, because it just kind of flops back and forth. Oops. That's true, and now it won't work. And it's so little dinky little thing. I could stretch it out this way if I wanted to. It doesn't have to look upward. That's cool. I like that. And these all kind of do similar things. What's this one do? Oh, this one's pretty similar to this one. These are about the same concept. Like this one's cutting the wire, and this one does too. I think this one adds a little. This one's a little slower because there's repeaters here. Yep, about the same stuff there. I'll hit it for him. Yoshi. The next few here, these guys all sent me kind of the same design. I don't know if this is a stock design that's been going around or something, because these are all the only 3 that were actually duplicates of each other. Everybody else, I find this amazing. Everybody else sent me something different. It's all different. They're all kind of unique. It's so much customizing you could do with Redstone. Kind of just shows how it. Polymix. Mr. Cheese. I'm sorry, Mr. Cheese. I doubted you. This does work right. I thought it didn't the first time I glanced at it. Siberian Het. So yeah, these 3 are about the same. This one's has the button, has the I don't know, he has the input in the middle. I guess you can keep it centered and have them chain a little easier. This one's kind of cool because you kind of have the 2 outputs right next to each other. You can have this one go off. Well, it'd kind of be hard to power them differently. You could just have one run downward. That's cool. And then the other one goes forward, so they kind of don't interfere with each other or anything. If you want more than one command block, or if you want the redstone to continue off somewhere. But yeah, this does the same thing. It keeps the command block, or the piston, in the same spot, and just resets itself when it actually toggles. So this will be continual being false every time I push the button. And right here you can already see that this is 2 ticks. 2 ticks, 2 ticks. Alrighty. So this obviously, as a stock design, Like, maybe, I don't even know. Maybe they all kind of invented it, who knows. But yeah, this is probably one of the faster ones. Probably one of the best little compact ones. It's pretty cool. Now, the only thing you really do to improve this is to make it silent and, you know, drop the piston. And that's kind of what happened down here. Yeah, actually, I should talk about these couple down here. What are these? This one only outputs true. I don't know. You throw me that. It's okay. This one's more like the ones down there. This one's lame. Lame. I'm sorry. So these are down here. The pink wool. Now we get down here to the silent one. Now here's another kind of concept I had no idea about. I didn't realize I could just leave the piston in place. I didn't realize I could just leave the comparator on. And now I didn't realize I could also shut the comparator off with the redstone signal on the side. So this comparator is actually stuck on. This is stuck on test for all. So this is true, so it's on. But then when this redstone torch comes on, it's actually shutting it off. So if I test for all, so that's stuck on there, I can actually just have it toggled on and off using that. So that's kind of the property they're using here. So I got a couple of designs here. This is really cool. So this one's true, and this one's false. So the false goes down this way. False is 1, 2, 3 ticks. So that's already a little slower than the ones we had down there. Assuming the piston here is okay for 2 ticks. Probably. Yeah, it should be. So it should be 2 and 2 here. So we got 3 for the false, and we got 1. The comparator goes right into the true right here. So it looks like 1 tick, but it's actually 2, because when I hit this, what it's actually doing is it's shutting off this torch, which is allowing this comparator to turn on. So I guess it's 2 ticks. And then when the comparator goes through the block, it shuts off, cancels it from hitting false. So this one's 2 ticks for true, 3 ticks for false. That's pretty good. Pretty good for a silent one. I'd probably trade out and just use this if this was the only option, because I mean 1 tick for false, I could deal with that, and it'd get rid of the piston, make it silent, which is really cool. I like the bonus of having it silent, not having to hear machinery run. You can just hit the button, and you don't need to hear all those pistons working. That's a lazy redstoner way. Psh, you hear all that stuff. This one's weird. That's all I could say about it. It does kind of the same thing. See, true is the same thing. The torch hits the wire here, which hits the comparator. So that's 1, 2 ticks for true. But for false, it doesn't work until I turn it off. So it's kind of the opposite. Actually, I think this was supposed to be in. No, it's still the same. It's still doing the same thing. It doesn't really matter then. Maybe I wired this wrong. Who knows? Actually, I'm gonna look at this again. No, yeah, this is what he had. I actually don't see a reason for this. I don't know, he had this pushed in. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, same thing, 2 ticks for true. So torch, then comparator, and then it's triggering the torch, and then 2 ticks for false. So there's 3 ticks for false. And, well, it's not technically 3 ticks, it's 3 ticks plus I have to turn it on. This is actually kind of cool, because, like, I don't know what this could be used for. I might have something, I don't know. But true is basically only working here when it's turning on. And now false is only working here when it's turning off. I don't know what kind of circuit that is, but that sounds like something. That's kind of cool. So true only works when it's turning on, and false only works when it's turning off. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was just kind of cool. It's kind of how it works. But yeah, so that's that one. Looking at names here. Scooters. Orange. And then we get to this guy. Now this guy, look at his name. I'm not going to even try to pronounce it. He beat the crap out of all of us. Like, really bad. I don't even know how. It's crazy, man. Gave me 3 little designs here. The first one here, this one's a completely one wide tileable one. It's obviously slow, like the false is up here, and it takes 7 ticks to get to. And the true is down here, and that only takes like 1 tick or 2 ticks. So that's not too bad. But yeah, that's the false. And that's true. As you can see, all the things are kind of set up so that nothing is really powering anything else or will kind of get in the way of anything else. So it is completely one wide tileable, which is really kind of cool. I mean, I don't need this kind of compactness as much usually. It's nice, but I'm not making button panels too often. So this might be good for people, but not me. It's really cool though. And then we get down to his other couple designs down here. Now, you were off by just like a torch. One torch. All you have to do is invert the output for the false. And that's what he did here. So, I think that's for false. Let's see. True. So we have a torch and a comparator, and that's for true. And that's hitting the wire right here for true. And torch, repeater, and torch. So that's 3 ticks for false. So that is about the same. So we get true and the false. And same thing, turning off the comparator. And then you see he dropped the repeater for this one. So this one's 2 ticks, and silent. This is the one. That works on true. That works on false. It's easier to see with the lever. Dink, dink. Now, he did say something with this. Because of how torches work, and well, basically he said this. It has a race condition, so may not work in certain orientations. I have no idea what race condition means. I've never seen that before. That's interesting. But basically, I'm pretty sure that means redstone torches suck. Yeah. That's it. So here we have the same one as over there. And if I turn it this way, it's triggering both of them. So yeah, redstone torches suck. I don't know, it depends on orientation, which one of these little things is loaded first. You know, like southwest rules, stupid crap like that. Like this one right here, it's the same exact thing. All I did was move it back 1. And this one's working fine. So, yeah, it's a chunk border thing, too. I don't know, it was getting, I don't know, I pasted this all over the place, turned it all around, and had it happen in some weird places, had it not happen in some weird places. And that's kind of not the thing you want to deal with these things. You want to just kind of set it somewhere and use it. You don't have to worry about orientations and chunk borders and stuff. And I've actually dealt with this a lot before, so I fixed it. I know a little bit of workarounds. Basically, you have to get the things to load at the same time. And it's this torch and this comparator aren't, like, they're either separated by a chunk boundary or their loading directional is weird. And to kind of avoid that and work around, you just make sure they load at the same time. And to do that, you just put them in the same block. So one's right above the other. And I basically had to wire I stuck a wire around it, kind of wrapped around, and hit here, it goes up. So that kind of fixed that. I've pasted this all over the place, and this seems to work. Seems to work really well. I haven't had any issues with this. There might be some weird circumstance where this still doesn't work. So let me know if there is, and I'll stop using it. Or let me know how you can improve it. Here's another task. See if you can figure out how to get this wire to not be windy like this. Because then this would be perfect. But basically, the only workaround that I could figure out was having this torch above the comparator. Then I could just turn it and rotate it all I want, because they're all on the same block, and they don't have an issue with loading at different rates and having issues. Another thing I think that's helping it is this torch is actually hitting here. Oops. Is actually hitting right here, and it's hitting up here. So, like, this over here, you can kind of see it's actually giving off like a half a redstone tick. And because it's loading at like 2 different points, I think it might be getting rid of that redstone tick. Like, I think if I just do that, it might break it. No. Oh wait, it's not triggering that. I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, this is it. It's pretty cool. Yep. So false is down here, false is over there, true is down here, test 4 is here. And, yeah. So, I didn't mean for this to be like a contest or anything, but it kind of turned out to be. So I guess the winner of this is, me. I'm pretty awesome, good job, Traz. You did a good job. I mean, you did it again. Yeah, it's what you do, Pretty good design here, But yeah, thanks, Die V all. See, there's like a die and a V, all D with a V and an all. Whatever. He sent it to me on YouTube in the comments. But yep, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.